a lot of people like will care about a lot of people care about what other people think way too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see me, I get up on the internet in a bonnet and hoop earrings. And I just talking my shit.
Why?
I don't care. I don't care.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me again. It's TeaRon. That's TeaRon, period. And this is another episode of the Ubiquitous Blacks podcast, a podcast where I sit down with interesting people from across the diaspora, and those people be black. We black. That's all. That's the main thing. That's where we start. And I must say, I talk to a lot of people, fair enough. But there are few people that I speak to that I personally like highly anticipate. This is not to shade any of my past guests, but there are some people that just I feel like this has been like in the making for a while. The seeds were kind of planted a while ago, and just to watch this person grow and do their thing and just make me laugh along the way, which I'm appreciative of, because if you can't make me laugh, then we done. We were done early on. But I want to take a moment and introduce you all to, some of you all may know this person if you are on the TikTok streets. That's where I found this person. And I don't know how many years it's been, at least 2.5, and maybe 3. But this is the first time we are getting together in this way, and I think it's going to be an amazing conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you all to BK. BK, introduce yourself. Let people know who you are, where you're from, what you do, all the things.
How you doing, everybody? I apologize if I'm a little giddy. I'm just a little nervous. It's been this is the first time I'm ever being featured on an actual podcast.
Really?
But I'm excited. I'm really excited. Yeah.
That's cap.
I don't know. Swear to God.
What? So
I wouldn't bullshit you. Mm-hmm.
I am glad to take your virginity in this way.
No, it's cool like that. Dead ass. Like, I was excited that once you gave me the offer, I was like, oh wow, I feel honored, especially for my first time.
Oh gosh,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there'll be many more to come for sure. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad.
No, my bad. My bad. I'm supposed to be doing it, bro. But what's up, y'all? My name is BK. I'm a talker from Chicago, Illinois. And like I said, I'm just excited to be here for real.
BK, tell us one random fact about you, something that you want people to know, or something maybe they would be surprised about. Really give us something good. I'm curious about your Black experience, because it's one that a lot of people would consider alt. Mm-hmm. right. Yeah. And this is one of the main reasons I'm excited to talk to you. But I want to know just one fun fact about yourself that you are willing to share with us.
Well, recently, because now I'm grown, mm-hmm. So I got more free range to just go out, do shit, explore shit, meet new people, and also buy new things. Recently, I done picked up a bow staff. You know what I'm saying?
Because hold on, say that again.
A bow staff, like a quarterstaff. Me and my friends said went to Chinatown because what's the name? Ever since I was a little kid and seeing all these main characters bust out these weapons, seeing these anime characters use their weapons, I wanted one. And then one of my college friends, like 2 years ago, he got nunchucks from Chinatown. And when I found out that there was a whole weapon shop nearby, yeah, baby, I'm gonna go. But I'm not going alone. I got to get my homies together because everybody finna get a weapon. If we all going together, everybody leaving with something. You know what I'm saying?
So, I was gonna say like the Ninja Turtles, but in this case it would be the Ninja Turtles.
No,
pick your.
No, dead ass. In the way we all got weapons that the Ninja Turtles use is crazy. Like the only thing we missing is the size. Like my one homie who lived like an hour away, his ass still got to come with us to go back to Chinatown. So we finna go again and get some more shit.
What? Okay. So first of all, going to Chinatown specifically for weapons is hilarious.
I ain't going for the food. I ain't going for the spots. I'm going for the weapons.
Oh God. Okay. There's several jokes in there that I won't say. But okay. So you go to Chinatown to pick up a weapon. Did you know before you went that I'm going to find me the perfect bow staff to start to learn to work with? Or was it you went and the bow staff found you?
Second option. The second one, definitely. Like we went in there because I already have a katana. It's not sharpened, but I already have a katana. But I wanted something different. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to come out there with just another sword. And she sells, like the lady over there, she sells like a lot. Like she has a wide variety of weapons. So we were just exploring and looking around for like a good 30 minutes to an hour because it was a hard decision to make. You know what I'm saying? But as we narrowed it down, our options, I saw a 3-section staff that was just crazy, but that's too advanced right now. I had to go back over. So I'm looking at these bow staffs, and at first I was gonna get a shorter one, but the shopkeeper and my homie was like, "Nah, that's because the wingspan. It's got to be about this length of your wingspan."
Yeah.
So I got me the longest one.
There was a video that you posted of you working with the bow staff, and I was like, "This dude, his arms long." It wasn't even the subject of the video, but there was a moment where you were getting started and you put your arms out to either side of you. And I was like, oh, he's got reach. Let me ask you this. Well, first of all, we have to say bow staff and stuff like people. We're just assuming everybody knows what this is. Can you explain what a bow staff is? Because if I was, I'm just going to say a stick.
It is literally just like a well-polished. It doesn't have to be well-polished, but it's literally just a long stick that you use as a defense weapon.
How did you? So you mentioned that you were always into like martial arts and like kung fu movies and shit too? Was that your thing?
Kind of. That came like
later.
That came after. The kung fu movies came after the anime. Like first it started off with Avatar, which I know is an anime, but still that was my introduction. Just rewatching that for like 4 years.
You got to put an asterisk by Avatar.
Right. And then after Avatar, like I used to actually like genuinely, I did not like Dragon Ball Z at all. I did not like it was boring to me.
What?
At first, like yes, in my phase when I loved Avatar, I still love Avatar, but like when it was the main thing that I was watching on Nicktoons, I did not like Dragon Ball Z. Like I remember there was a day where I was sitting down in the basement on the TV, like watching the TV, eating my chips. It was 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and then after that, it was gonna be 4 episodes of Avatar. When I tell you, I was waiting for them 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z to be over. Oh my God.
You don't realize that you just like basically cussed me out just then.
But no, here's the thing. Wait. There's more. Okay. So one day, my auntie, she only like 3 years older than me, but she's my mama's sister. My auntie,
Black people.
Right. My auntie, she just kept it on Dragon Ball Z, and she was actually like watching it. It was like the Ginyu, like it was part of the Ginyu saga. And because she was in control of the TV and I couldn't do nothing, I just had to sit there and watch. But as I'm sitting there and watching, it's starting to get a little more interesting. And I'm like, okay, this might be it now. So I go back, actually start watching Dragon Ball Z. And as I'm watching Dragon Ball Z from the beginning.
You started with Dragon Ball?
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I couldn't even start with Dragon Ball. Like I had no access to it.
Okay.
So as I'm watching Dragon Ball Z Kai from the start, we got the Wii, right? The Wii, like the Wii game.
Mm-hmm.
I get Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. I literally played through the entire. I'm telling you, that game solidified it all. Like once Dragon Ball Z became my obsession. You know what I'm saying? That became my obsession. It just really just got me into all the fighting and everything. I just with it.
I'm glad to hear that, actually, because for me, I guess you know, you're Gen Z, right? So during my youth, Dragon Ball Z for boys, growing up for boys, was like right behind like the Power Ranger movement you pretty much were into Dragon Ball Z almost, you know, some years after that. And it was a big deal, a huge deal. And we would watch those things and they drag out those episodes. You know, it's like, why it takes how many episodes to go Super Saiyan? Like, this is crazy. And you you sit and watch that. I remember, and this is why I asked you about Dragon Ball. I remember one summer I was staying at my sister's. Dragon Ball was on, I think it was like on late night, something like this. So I was staying up or whatever. And I don't know what I was going through. I was probably like 12 or something. But maybe something was on my heart. But, you know, there's a song on the American version. There's a song at the end of Dragon Ball that plays, right? You know what I'm referring to?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not going to sing it, if that's what you're thinking.
I was going to say, you going to try to sing it?
No, I'm not going to sing it. But there's a song at the end. If you know, you know. But I was watching it one night, and I just started crying. I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. I don't know what I was going through, bro. But anytime I hear that song, I think about that moment in that random summer night where I was like, and I was really crying. I was like, oh, this is so good. That's my my Dragon Ball story. Hold on just a second. Hold on. All right. So getting away from that. So obviously that's a natural arc for what I like to consider the middle class black kid, where Dragon Ball starts you and you start to branch off into other things. What are some of the in no particular order, what are some of the other animes that you started to like get into from that point?
Literally, I can tell you exactly what order.
I love it.
Because it was like, I think, it was like 5th grade. One of my friends, she was telling me, because I was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z. And I was the only child, so I had to entertain myself. So I'm literally like making up my own stories, and I'm acting out. I'm playing the characters. I'm having fights by myself, but it's fun. I'm enjoying myself. You know what I'm saying? But as like once I got to like 5th grade, my friend, she was telling me like because she was into anime, and she was telling me like there's more to life than Dragon Ball Z. So I'm like, okay, put me on. Put me on. So she introduces me to both. Well, she tells me about Bleach and Soul Eater and tells me to pick one. At the time, I didn't really like the sound of Soul Eater.
The title, you mean the title?
Literally, the title like threw me off. Like the title threw me off. Like, I don't know about nothing called. I don't want my stomach called Soul Eater.
That we're gonna get into why that is, because I know you had some religious influence growing up, and I think that's probably why you were like, I don't know about that.
That's exactly why. That was exactly.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
You are good. But yeah, so I picked Bleach, and luckily at the time, this was during the time where like YouTube was like, this was an early YouTube where everybody was posting everything. Like you could post anything. Like niggas was posting full episodes.
No copyright.
No copyright. You get a part 1 and part 2 next episode. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm lit. So she tells me about Bleach and how if you stay up late, Cartoon Network turns from Cartoon Network to Toonami on Saturday nights.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, okay, bet. I'm trying to look at Bleach, bro. They already like episode 291. I'm like, damn. So like, how am I supposed to catch up? I'm watching it. I'm watching the beginning of Bleach on YouTube while also going from the episode 200 and something and just going on, thinking I know, but I'm like, hey, it's good. It's entertainment.
That's wild. That's wild. And then when you do something like that, though, you'd be like trying to connect the dots in between, like, okay, oh, that's how they, okay.
And mind you, I'm thinking I'm doing it. I'm trying to do that throughout Bleach. I'm just loud and wrong.
Exactly, exactly. It's something like, especially when anime was already like well into its life, you know, in another country, and then it finally gets to an American market, and there's like 3,000 episodes, and you like, okay, am I gonna do the dub or the sub? What's happening here? Because
What's it gonna be?
It's crazy. Like, I remember, and you would have loved to be alive at this time, knowing how you are at this point. I remember what significance the Pokemon movement meant for like the American audience. And oh man, everything from the fights at school over cards to Saturday morning cartoons to like catch up on everything. Like, it was a whole issue, okay? And growing up, we would watch this stuff, you know, Dragon Ball Z, everything. We'd watch all these things, and you know, they were gradually getting funneled into American markets and, you know, being on television, but we never acknowledged that it was anime. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just another show that existed that eventually blew up and everything. But gosh, the memories I have. I remember going from that, and then I remember like trying to learn how to play these stupid Yu-Gi-Oh games with my brother, and I personally feel like he always cheated. You know, stuff like this. But sort of segueing from anime, I want to get into a bit more. So I feel like, and you can let me know if this applies to you or not. I feel like anime, when you get into it heavily, I feel like it is something that is an avenue that speaks more to Black kids who have maybe slightly more options than being outside getting into trouble. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
And it becomes, at some point, especially when you start to enter like, you know, 13 to say 16, right? At some point, there's a conscious decision, or maybe not conscious, subconscious decision, where it's like, this is where I'm at and this is where I'm going to stay. I really like this stuff. This is my lane. Or I've outgrown this and I got to do something else because we don't do this. Did you ever have that conflict before?
Yes, but not because, it was more so because of outside influence. Like a lot of times, like sometimes your family members be your own worst enemy. Because I was the only child and had to entertain myself, like I said, I would play by myself. But some people in my family would make fun of me for it. You know what I'm saying? They like really, and it's like, to them, it was jokes, but to me, being a little kid and also an only child who really doesn't know how to like verbally defend myself without quote unquote getting in trouble or like getting disrespectful, whatever that means. But so I'm just sitting there taking it internally. And so then at some point I stopped. Like at some point I forced myself to stop because I didn't feel like getting hit with no more bullshit.
Yeah.
But I say now, I ain't gonna lie, I do this shit now. I don't act it out, but now I do it like I'll make up my own. Like right now I have my own continuous story within the realm of Bleach going on right now.
In your head, you mean?
Yep. I just got it going on in my head right now. Like I've got fights going on. And usually like what I'll do is I'll put in mute, like I'll put it, and I found out that this is called like maladaptive daydreaming, where you just put in headphones and instead of actually listening to the music, I'm using the music as like background music for the fight scenes. Because like the choreography is going along to the beat and everything. Like the shit look raw, and the way these flow. Oh my god! If I could put it on paper, if I could put it on screen, it looks so raw.
It's interesting that you say this because you grew up an only child. Me, I was the youngest of 5 growing up. Mm-hmm. So you grow up with siblings, and there's this, period of like, you're always together, getting on each other's nerves. My sisters are older, and then my brothers are right behind that. But eventually, one brother started dating, another brother started finding his crowd and stuff. And so I did spend a lot of time alone as well. And one thing that I distinctly remember about that alone time, I was never bored, by the way, because I always was in my own head. I would write stories, make up stories and stuff all the time. But one thing that I found, and I wonder if you did this too, I feel like you did. So when I would play with my action figures, whatever toys they were, first of all, I had so many mismatched toys, bruh. I would have like, toy. I would have like the Rock, and then I would have like the dragon from Iron Man. I forget his name. And they be doing stuff all, just mismatched toys. But anyways, what would happen is I would be in my room playing with my toys, but to the outside people looking at me play, they wouldn't know what's going on because I was never an out loud like player. I would in my mind, I'm doing all the voices, all the scenarios, but all you hear is like plastic clinking. Mm-hmm. And I would just be zoned out, like coming up with these different like, scenarios and just like having a good time in my own head, never even like out loud speaking. You know how some people like especially on movies and stuff, I guess they have to get the point across where someone's playing with their toys and they're like, "Hey, Johnny, you want to go over?" I did know some kids that did that, but I never did that. Was that the same thing with you? Like when you were imagining, was it always internal, or were you, you know what I mean? Like, was it an outward thing, or was it always like in your head as you described with these this ongoing story that you have?
A little bit of both, but when it came to like playing with the toys, when I came to playing with my toys, I had mismatched toys, and I would always like make up a story and keep it going. Like literally, sometimes the stories would go on for like days continuously. And I would I didn't at first I would only do it in my head if there were people around, because I didn't feel like dealing with asking me like,
okay,
all types of other questions, just getting in my business. Like, just leave me alone. Like, obviously, I'm playing with my toys and I'm playing by myself. You don't need to ask me like, who am I talking to? You see, I'm talking to nobody. Like, I don't, it's like I hate it when people do that. It's so annoying. It's so annoying to me. It's so annoying, and they just do this shit to this day. It's like, clearly see that I ain't talking to nobody. Why are you asking?
It's because they don't get it, and they rather rationalize it with the limits of their own understanding than to actually ask with interest. They minds be made up, and they think that, unfortunately, that a young Black man can only be in so many boxes. So when you tread outside of those bounds of what the popular idea of a Black American man is, even in the slightest way, people are like, "Oh, what is?" So let's talk about that. Growing up, so where did you grow up?
It was at first. It was kind of like we was always moving around a bit, but mainly in between Illinois and Iowa, because my mom was going to law school. She had me in college, but she didn't want me to be away from her for too long. Mm-hmm. So she took me to school with her. I was actually known as the law school baby, and I sat through like a lot of her lectures with her. Like, I vividly remember sitting through her lectures with her and watching The Incredibles with my headphones in.
I love it.
But yeah, it was just like a mixture of just like going back and forth, and then finally Um, and then finally just settling down in Illinois where my family was at.
So at this point, you're forging your own path, in your mind, and you are, having these interests that are not common for the others around you. Did you ever feel like people around you wanted to pull you away from that? I know that you briefly mentioned when we first started talking that, well, maybe that was before we even recorded, I'm not sure. But you mentioned that you like played ball a little bit as well. Was that you choosing that, or was that you trying to do something that you thought appealed to others? Does that question make sense?
Oh yeah, no, it makes sense. And my answer to that is, nigga, you're tall, you finna play ball. Like that's
So you hit that growth spurt and that was like,
oh
God. Got something for you. Got something for you.
And that was just ugh.
Isn't that terrible how like your height can change the trajectory of your influences in our society? Like I told this story before. One of my nephews, he's like 6'5" now. And before, when he was growing up, he was freaking hilarious. He was just a funny kid and he would just do stuff that was really funny. And he hit this growth spurt and everybody around him was like, "You gonna grab this basketball or what? You gonna grab this basketball or what?" To the point that he started playing ball in high school and everything, right? And I was just like, dang, if you just were reasonably heightened, is that a thing? Reasonably heightened? How would you say that? If you were just average height, nobody would have ever influenced you to be playing ball, and you probably could be doing something else. That's crazy. But anyway, my bad. So your influences. So yeah, if you're tall, you're gonna play ball. So that was obviously outside influence happening. What about, because you have spoken many times on social media, and we'll get to that in a minute. If you notice, I've kind of tried to stay away from that part for a while, but eventually gonna have to talk about it, I guess. But you've spoken a lot about the conflict of religious ideologies, especially on Black men, and what it the damage that it can do in our community. You kind of have an interesting, but I will say interesting, albeit not unpopular. I think it's actually more of a popular opinion nowadays than it ever has been, on how these things can just affect you. What was it like for you growing up and were you raised Christian?
Yes, I was.
Okay. So what was that influence like? And at what point did you start to say, okay, something ain't making sense. I got to figure this. I got to do my own journey because stuff ain't adding up. And I know this is a thing that happens, but when do you think that started to happen for you?
It didn't actually start to happen for me until I moved away to college. You know what I'm saying? Got some more freedom to be able to just, and not just to just do everything and just be and go wild and go crazy, but like to actually explore and have more conversations with people, and then explore things within myself. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just staying in the same place mentally.
Yeah.
Like I remember posting on my TikTok one day that I was actually like, I'm going to take the time to actually like sit down. Like I'm going to take the time to actually like, find myself, And everybody was wishing me like a nice little good luck and whatnot on the journey. That was, I don't know, like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. It's a big ass. It's crazy too, because like me going into college and finally like coming out, smoking all this other, it was just that was already a big 180 from how I was growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But how I am now, nigga, that's another flip on top of that. That it's crazy. It's just crazy how life goes.
I think that's probably I think that's the thing about you that many have gravitated toward. I personally have watched your journey for a while.
Right.
And I feel like I have an advantage in a way where I never quite kept up so much that, you know, I was just like a BK super fan or something like this, right?
Yeah, you were just like
I was just there.
Yeah, I remember that you was just like always come out with, like, I remember one time you disappeared. Like I remember seeing you like I remember seeing you always in the comments saying something simple or something funny too. And then I'd just be cool because I remember like, oh, it's TeaRon in the comments. Yeah, hey. And then you just disappeared for a while. And then you came back on one video and commented. And I was like, oh, it's been a minute. Where you been? In my head, I'm like, where you been at? Like,
that's wild. That's so wild. But no, I mean, it's just one of those things where I was like, I would see stuff, but you know, sometimes you just like scroll, whatever. Right. And then every now and then I'll be like, oh, what is this? What is he saying, bro? This is great. But there was always something there. And what I think people gravitate to you for the most is the fact that you have not only like, you know, accepted that you wanted to go on this journey and like figure out what life meant to you, but you did it so unapologetically, or you're doing it in that way. And in a lot of ways, you're doing something that a lot of people don't have the room or the nerve enough to do. I don't know if you ever thought about that, but it's the truth. Like a lot of people wish they could say, no, I don't like that. Or no, I have this opinion about this. Or, you know, they want that freedom. And you sort of embody these freedoms. Have you thought about that before?
In a way, kind of. Like, yeah, I feel free, but I haven't thought about it like that, no.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. I know it's hard to like give yourself that much credit, but I think that is the biggest appeal of you. Since we're there, since we mentioned TikTok a bit more, let's talk about it, okay?
Okay.
Do you feel like, because they feel like, people say to me, now I'll be honest, I do not really think there is a rhyme or reason to the whole thing. I think people chase algorithms and they chase an idea of what they think should be popular. My biggest conflict personally on social media is that I know in my mind that I could be really good in one genre. If I did prank videos, I would do the fucking best prank videos. If I did, you know, queries on the street with people, you'd be sick of seeing me. I just know this. But my conflict is I never wanted to get into a space where I got known for one thing and had to keep it up. If what's that one kid's name? The silent kid, Kobby Lane.
Oh, you talking about dude who did this?
Yeah. If he just decided to start getting on social media and talking all the time, no. People would be like, no, shut up. What are you doing?
I know.
You will not be speaking today. You know, and I've always been fearful of that. That's been my whole conflict with, like, you know, figuring out a space. But that's what seems to work, is when you find a lane, you just kind of keep at it, right? There's that one lady, she's that says, everybody's so creative. That lady. She just started having to apply that to everything. She probably just did that one day. It was like, oh, okay, that hit. Let's do that again. And here we are, right? With you, I feel like you do have like your niche, if you will, but it's more fluid, where you can post some things, giving your opinion and things like this on like whatever matters come up. But it allows you kind of room to do other stuff without even figuring, staying stuck in a lane. And I think that's hard to do, number one. But do you feel like you have gotten to a point where you have figured it out, whatever that means? Because I think you have, but do you?
I think I've gotten, in a sense that I would say, in a sense, like, yes, I have figured it out, but in a sense, it's like I figured out my lane for real, and what I bring to the table. Because everybody on TikTok, when it comes to like actually posting content, be different. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's like, even if you are doing the same type of thing or talking about the same thing as somebody, it's literally about the delivery. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's about your delivery. It's about who you are like you basically taking something and presenting it in your light, in your energy, which is why me and like half of my mutuals can all talk about the same topic, but just everybody brings something at least a little different, because it's like everybody got their own different energies. Everybody has their own different type of style to style of communication. Everybody has their own different way of talking with their audience,
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also really just about like just being there with your, like, building a community, like finding a community, building a community, and then like actually like being there and conversing with them and doing shit and interacting with them,
Yeah.
I really like them. I really fuck with my followers. Everybody is really cool. It's you just like, nobody's weird.
If they are weird, it's that cool weird. When people say, "Ooh, I like this. This is weird." It's that. I feel like there's money on the table for you, and you probably don't even know what I'm about to say, but I feel like there's money on the table with you, BK, if you started selling bonnets. When people think of you, or a lot of people think of you, sometimes you go on social media and you will have your bonnet on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just became a thing without it even being a thing. And then I think at one point, at one point you had a bonnet, but it had the what you call the you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the Naruto headband, my bonnet, my Cloud Village bonnet. Yeah. Cloud Village.
I really feel like BK bonnets is a market. I feel like that's a thing. Why are we not doing this yet?
I just need the platform.
No. You literally have the platform.
No. I got the platform. I just need like I you know what I'm saying? I got to get all the little minor works from behind the scenes together.
Here's what.
But it is possible. I would definitely love to do that shit.
I'm just saying, ain't got to really reinvent the wheel here. Yeah. You ain't got to make something new,
Yeah.
But you can, get someone to come, get you a nice emblem and, start stitching those things to some bonnets and making it a thing. I'm just saying. And then when people purchase from you, you can include BK-ness things with it. I'm just saying.
Everybody get a free 3-5 with your first purchase.
Do you know you will be sold out and
I'll be sold out.
you're gonna be backlogged for a while, bro.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh. Oh God. No, that's real. That's real.
Mm-hmm. Everybody get a gram with their first purchase.
Oh God. When did you well, okay, let's go back to college for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, with what you said, when you went to college, that's when things start to open. That's what college is supposed to be.
Right.
That's the exact reason you go to college, is to open up your mind in whatever ways that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you did it right in that regard. But I want to ask, what were you studying?
At first, my first year, it was computer science.
Mm-hmm.
That's so then I switched it. It was like undecided for a while because like I didn't really know what to do. And I was just like, I'll just get my gen eds out the way. And then I finally landed on graphic design. So now here we are, trying to get the hell out of college. I'm done with this. I'm tired. I'm tired.
So you're dabbling in graphic design for real?
Mm-hmm.
So this is why we should have the BK bonnets.
Yeah, and I knew the second you said the BK bonnets, I could create some.
First of all, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay.
Okay.
When it is, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can grab a domain and lock that in before we publish this episode.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna go on a site like GoDaddy, and we're going to grab up bkbonnets.org, whatever. So that by the time write this down, put this on your pamphlet.
I bet.
Put this on your what's your Palm Pilot? Because
Palm Pilot. There you
go. And then after that, you are going to design a logo for the BK Bonnets. All right. And then from there, then we will figure out who we need to get to start slapping the logo on these and making it a thing. You understand what I'm saying? In that order.
Mm-hmm. Okay, man.
So that everything's set up. And then, as soon you'll have to get a label maker.
Yeah.
And, you're going to have to be shipping out packages. But it'll be all right. And it's casual. People truly love connecting with you. I see it all the time. And it's so effortless. It's not disingenuous. Some people get to the point that they become caught up in the attention that they're getting. And I don't think you do that. You find a way to stay pretty humble. Couldn't be me, because I'd be like, hold up, get off my live, man. One time the algorithms, they don't know me that well sometimes. And I was on my other profile, and I was scrolling, and for some reason they fed me Soulja Boy on his live.
Mm-hmm.
And people were commenting, and don't you know he changed the comments to subscriber? I said, this is great. And he was like, y'all even just say what you want on here, man. And in my mind, this was my face the whole time. I was like, who is subscribing so they can comment on Soulja Boy's live?
That's what I'm saying.
But there were still plenty of comments on the thing. My point is, everybody has a lane in the avenue. And I think it's time for you to accept the fact that you have built a community, which is very hard to do on social media, and that it's a genuine one. And I think you should get some fruits from that. I really do.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you admit, yeah, hell yeah. Hell
But
yeah.
at this, like, I just really just like, because I came on TikTok. At first, I came on TikTok. Still am waiting for it. But at first, I came on TikTok just as like a little, I like out of spite. I literally got on TikTok out of spite.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wasn't really like, I was kind of like manifesting it, kind of, because I was like, yeah, because I for like a good 2-3 years of my life while I was in college, I for some odd reason had the ability to speak things into existence and they would really come true. Like it was just like not like that, but it was just like give it some time and watch it come through. Literally, and sometimes like it got freaky. Like it got freaky. Like dead ass. It got freaky. Noble, like perfect example. Noble. I literally like it was one weekend
Mm-hmm.
where sophomore year we were on the basketball. Sophomore year of college, was on the basketball team. Hated my time. Me and my homie, we hated our time there. So, but we were due at the time. We were due to go on a trip, like on a basketball trip. Go, play some games or whatnot. I didn't feel like going. I didn't want to go. I was having a terrible time the entire time. I didn't want to go. I was just like, no, I was fed up. I was like, no. I literally said, you know what? I'm gonna use my ability. We're not going. We're not going. We're not going on the trip. Something's going to happen to where we're not going. That day, not that day, I think like the next day, we got an announcement saying that we're not going on the trip. Like we're not going on the school and everything was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Because the school and everything was shut down, we weren't able to go on the trip anymore. So we was stuck there for like we was able to go home and everything, like just like chill for a week. So I was like, oh, okay. The reason why the school was shut down was because somebody, no, and this is not funny. This is not funny.
Mm-hmm.
Not funny at all. Somebody had taken their car and drove through a crowd of people. There was a parade going on at the time. Somebody had taken their car and drove through a crowd of people. And so we found that out. All three of my friends that were there, because they knew what I was capable of. They knew about it and everything. And I had been telling them about it, like, yo, this is crazy. Once we all looked at the news and saw that was why the school was closed, everybody's head went up and looked directly at me like, I'm not like, what the whoa, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Now my problem was I didn't specify. Now that was my issue. I should have specified. But
BK, look.
But luckily it's been about a good year or two since my ability has worked. So it's like I think that might have drained it.
You want to know something funny? Well, not funny either, but ironic, I guess, is I feel like one time there was some stuff that was hitting too hard, and one of the biggest ones with me, and I will never forget it because it's one of the biggest things to ever happen in our lifetime. I kid you not, I had an old MP3 player, little thing, and it was just something I got from Walmart or whatever. And you fill it up, you got to take some stuff off of there, right? So you can get the other songs on there. So I was like, okay, something got to come up off. I got to delete some of these songs off of this MP3 player because, I got to add some new music, right? Mm-hmm. First of all, music was from LimeWire, but anyway, I'm joking, guys. But no, so I was like, I got to delete some stuff off of here. I kid you not, BK. I went in, I deleted all of the songs from one artist out of my thing, and I made room for new music. The next day, I'm playing with my dog, and my brother comes out the room, and my mom's in the living room, whatever, and it says, Michael Jackson died. And I had the day before I had just deleted all of MJ's songs out of my MP3 player. I wouldn't make this up. I wouldn't. Yo, I'm not. And when he said it, my initial thought was, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything like at that moment. I was like, oh, I just deleted all his songs.
Which is crazy in the first place. Like,
because now I'm like, so, you know, yeah, I've had those moments too. Oh gosh. BK, I really feel like I could talk to you for way long, but then we'd be really, really pushing it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about a topic, and we'll chat a bit about it before we go. And that's one topic that a lot of people like to learn about with our guest is the topic of travel. Okay. So this being an internationally focused thing, I always encourage people to try and like travel to other spaces where Black people are and like just enjoy these experiences. So this can be you going to Atlanta for the weekend, making your way to Brazil, right? Or, you know, visiting the African continent at some point, stuff like this, right? So we just kind of talk about travel and that of the sort, anything, right? So my first question to you, BK, is what's the furthest place you've ever traveled? In distance, not time.
Yeah, I would say California. California.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what part was it?
I do not remember. I just know it was hot as hell. Hot as hell and dry as.
What's a place that you've always wanted to visit?
I didn't really actually start getting into thinking about traveling other places like that until recently. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm grown now. You feel me? So I'm just going places. I ain't really just going places, but it feels good to actually like travel to a place with a purpose for yourself instead of just like, oh, I'm going just because like my mom and my dad, they gotta go someplace and they can't leave me nowhere, so I gotta go with them type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I'm going someplace now, like I'm actually the one exploring. I'm the one taking in the sights. I'm the one that's planning it out, and I like that because I just recently went up to New York to visit my dad. I only got to stay there for a couple of days, but baby, I loved it. I loved it. Oh my God, I loved it. Can't stay there for too long. It's too many people. But I loved New York. I did. Oh my God. It's a real community vibe. And it is fine. But the community, like it's just a real community. Like you just really feel it there, like dead ass. And the fact that like I've never taken a train like that for real. And so my father, he was just like, yeah, just be careful. Like, I know you grown, so I ain't really finna be on your ass or nothing. Just be back at my crib or like at such and such time. Now, I took the chance to go meet up with some mutuals.
Yeah.
I really could have got set up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like dead ass, I let them take me wherever. I could have got set up. I could have got jumped, robbed, all type of things. But hey, luckily, it's TikTok. We got cool people in the community. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I was with them cool peoples. And yeah, they took me to a nice bar that it's not an actual like a drinking bar. It's a weed shop. But what they do is in the front, like it's the front door, the bar area where you actually like can sit down, roll up, and smoke inside, and then the back room where you actually buy the shit from them.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that you can actually sit inside and smoke in the building.
Yeah.
We don't have that over here.
You know, the Midwest be tripping a lot of the times.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. It's like, come on. It's crazy, like, because outside of the US, people just say America, right? And but the experiences in America are drastically different depending on where you are. right? The opportunities that are presented to you, the outlets that you have are drastically different. So when you do go to a place like New York and you're like, what? This is a place? you realize that just like public schools, all of America ain't created equal.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad you are like exploring and having those experiences. Wait, hold on. Did you even answer the question? What's one place you ever? That's what it was. What's one place you would ever?
Oh yeah, he answered the question.
What's one place you would want to visit?
I would say either go back to New York again, or well, I'm definitely going back to New York again.
Mhm.
But the Dominican Republic, I would love to go.
Let's go.
Just it's niggas there. Like that's
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We're gonna work this out. We're gonna work this out. I just want to first thank you for even taking the time to do this because I know you're so popular. You popular.
Not even that. I thank you for even inviting me on here. Like this is like I'm honored. The second she was like, "Let's get on a podcast," I'm like, okay.
Honestly, I feel like you would fit in well on a movie review because we don't often have guests on the movie like with the movie review, but sometimes we do, and it's always a good time. I think if something comes up, I'll message you and say, hey, you should watch this and jump on the thing with us because I just have an idea that your take on some stuff would be wild. like you will have to go back and check out like some of the clips. We were talking about that Tyler Perry movie that came out recently, Divorcing the Black.
I still got to see that shit. Was it good? Actually, wait a minute.
Did you hear what I just said when I said it?
Yeah, you said it was Tyler Perry. I'm like, let me take that back. Let me take that back. That already answered my question.
Oh, they ain't gonna never let us tour the studio ever. Well, ain't you? Hold up.
Didn't you say?
There's our picture on the wall at the door. You can't come in. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see how we finish up here because, like I said, I feel like I just keep talking to you, but we have to come to a stopping point at some point. BK, what's one thing you would want people to know about you? Not even that. What's some advice you would give to someone that is looking up to you or following you, and they want to have that air of freedom that I feel you possess that speaks to people so much? What would you say to someone they come to you and say, BK? Because they're young, right? BK, I want to be like you when I grow up.
Which is crazy. That's crazy in and of itself. The first thing I say is pick another role model.
Too late. You know, people, real role models don't ever set out to be so. I feel people that are admired for a long time or in a genuine way usually don't set out to be seen in that way. It just is a part of what comes with it, especially when you are good at what you do. So I don't think you even have a choice in the matter. I'm sure there are people who look up to you in some kind of ways, but I feel like, again, you possess this air of freedom and you've gotten to this space somehow, right? So if someone wanted to reach that level or try to start their journey toward not giving a how would you lead them on that path, if you could say?
For one, it starts with simply being yourself. Like, I know everybody be like, oh yeah, just be yourself. Like, no, dead ass.
Yeah.
Like, just be yourself. Seriously. Like, I see like there a lot of people try to emulate people that they look up to, or well, not emulate, but like straight up copy. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to take a couple of things here and there for like inspiration, but to completely like two-way mirror that shit is not. No, just be yourself. Be yourself as much as you can. Love yourself as much as possible and fight for yourself when you need to. Like that's as long because it's like I always with the way that my actual father raised me, he wanted me to be really just like have a lot of self-confidence and self-love. And I didn't have that growing up. Like even when he tried to show me, it was like it was really hard. It was hard to get it until you finally get it. It's like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of people like will care about or will a lot of people care about what other people think way too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see me, I get up on the internet in a bonnet and hoop earrings. And I just talking my shit.
Why?
I don't care. I don't care. It's, I love it. I feel real comfortable wearing it. Like it feels like my thing. You know what I'm saying? But but especially in the beginning, now I don't really get it because people are used to it, or everybody who comes across my page, they know who I am and they know how I am. But oh my God, once in a while, I'll still get that occasional straight masculine man. Like, do you think your father would be proud if he saw that you? I'm sitting there like I'm just minding my business. I'm getting comments from like, do you think your father? Like, I bet your father is proud to see his son grown, acting like this on the internet. I'm like, girl, who are you? Literally, who are you? It's whatever.
My answer to most people when they come across something they got so much to say is that if you have been on this platform, whatever platform that is, longer than a week, and most people have, keep in mind that your timeline, your For You page, etc., is only feeding you stuff that you're interested in. That's that on that.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't even be if you truly spent all your time liking videos of girls in the gym, girls at the poolside doing their thing.
Right.
I would never come across your Let me say that again for the people in the back. Oh gosh. Anyhow, let's prepare to exit stage left here. BK, let the people know where they can find you, keep up with you, check out your things. We already know the bonnets are in the works. That's a different thing. By the way, when the bonnets are through the work and ready, you make sure you send me an affiliate link in advance, and we can sort that out. Okay, but just let the people know where they can find you, get to know you if they already don't, etc., etc.
Well, if you don't know me, if this is your first introduction to me, then hi. You can keep up with me on TikTok at BK Go Stupid. No spaces, no capitals. If you see a profile pic where it's just a bald-headed man with a beard and the photo is black and white and it says just do it over it, that's me. That's me. I got you. And then my Instagram and other things, that'll just be linked in my TikTok. So just come on
everything is right there. Well, I appreciate you if you've been listening this long, and hope that you enjoyed the conversation with me and my guest here today. As always, you can find me on Instagram at TeaRon World, on TikTok at TeaRon with 2 underscores on the end. And you can find Ubiquitous Blacks all over the social medias at Ubiquitous Blacks. If you don't know how to spell it and you're typing it in your search engine of choice and you miss a letter or two, well, don't worry. Google will be like, did you mean? Click on that, and then you will find us, okay? You can also email us recommendations if you want to be a guest on the show. If you have any good insights, you want to send us affiliate links as well, ubiquitousblacks@gmail.com. We can do all those things. If you are watching this on YouTube, there is a button there, and it's a heart, and it has like a little dollar sign in it. That's a super thanks. You can donate to the show directly. We do take monetary donations here. and that's one way you can do it. If you listen to this as an audio medium, scroll through the description, and you can actually send us a text. So you don't have to leave a comment here. You can anonymously send us a text of anything you want. Maybe send a text and ask our guest some questions, and maybe he'll come back later and answer those. Or you can also hit support this show on that too. There's a lot of ways. And even honestly, if you want to, you can DM me on any social media platform, and I'll send you my Cash App. No problem. It's really not a problem. We're just trying to grow this thing, and we're trying to do better. And make it better. And that's what that would do. That would help a whole lot. Leave a 5-star rating and review. If you don't want to leave 5 stars on this podcast, guess what? Go ahead and close it. Go into somebody else's thing. Don't even leave anything. 5 stars are just going somewhere. All right. Because so whether you are Black in New York
or Black in Chicago,
remember, we
are Black everywhere.
All over. Just black ass. Black ass. You ever see that Jill Scott?
Yeah.
It was black ass. This is what I'm talking about. Until we meet again, y'all. Peace out.